on, it's time to wake you up. We told this was a circus. You're all being boring out there. You're not joining in. You're not getting excited. So let's get this party started. How many people are here to enjoy themselves and have a bit of fun? We're not just talking about serious things. We're going to have some fun. So get ready for some audience participation. So we're here. But before I start, I'd better do the serious bit. I'd better do the commercial advert. I'm here representing a vendor, so I have to do the serious bit. So the serious bit is I'm here for ScriptRunner. And obviously I've got my fans out in the audience who are here to make sure I keep on the straight and narrow. I'm going to run through some problems, but I was told this was going to be a circus event. I was expecting clowns. I was expecting jugglers. I was expecting trapeze artists. Maybe that's at the party tonight. Anyhow, I decided to dress up a little bit. I thought, I can't come in just a T-shirt and show up in that respect. How many people here know what is Adaptivist? Okay, I better tell you a few. Adaptivist is a group of companies, two of which are here today. We have ScriptRunner, who do scripting, and we have Collecti, who do document and information management. Now, a little question for you. The Adaptivist group does a lot of stuff. One of the things that really interested me this morning was the talk about the assessment that had been done by META-INF. Because we've just done an assessment as well, a survey on digital etiquette. And I'm going to ask an audience participation question. You have a piece of super urgent information that you need to tell a colleague. What method do you choose? Okay, now really interesting, when we did the survey, this revealed a generational difference. I will put my hand up and say, I'm not young anymore. Sorry, I know it's a shock to everybody, but I am not actually young anymore. I am a baby boomer in those wonderful generational terms. So for me, the tool I use is a phone. Now, there's three of my colleagues over there. I won't point them out. I'll leave that till later. Who I asked the very same question and said, would you pick up the phone and call somebody if it was important? They let on to me that they were millennials. My daughter is a millennial as well. Getting her to phone anybody, you'd think the phone was contaminated with radioactive waste. It just does not happen. And so what you have to do is you have to remember that different generations communicate in different ways. So, important message, right? How many people had too much to eat at lunchtime? Nobody? Okay, well, we'll just do it with show of hands. If you'd had too much to eat, I'd get a bit of exercise and get you standing up and sitting down. So, really important message. Hands up for phone. A few. Hands up for email. Hands up for some form of instant messenger, Slack, Teams, etc. Hands up for text message on the phone. There you are. So, I don't know how many of you noticed just by looking around, but there was very definite groups of people who I would not be so rude as to say their ages, but just think about when you have a team, do you use the same way of communicating with everybody? Does that work? Most often not. And I'm going to come back to that theme in a little while. We have lots of certificates and lots of pit stuff. There's our credentials, right? Everybody see it, move on. So what is ScriptRunner? ScriptRunner is a tool that enables you to write scripts. Great. We says it in the name, ScriptRunner. Okay. But what do you do with those scripts? Where do you use them? Well, we have versions for Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, and there's some more beyond. It's all about giving you an admin app. Hey, does that video camera work? If I keep going like this, does that put off your focusing? Anyhow, let's go back and go. The cameraman can't take a photo now. He's laughing too much. He can't hold the camera still. So all you do with ScriptRunner is it gives you that ability to do things in an automated way. But when does automated help? Automated is very much about giving you the ability to do admin tasks better, giving you ways of servicing your user better, giving you ways of doing things that extend, etc. Now, I took the circus maybe a little bit too literally. I don't know what you think. Have I taken it a little bit too literally and come all togged up? But I'm going to run through and give you some examples that you can take from a circus context and apply them to your own businesses, your own organizations. So we have the versions for on-premise, for data center. Rest in peace server, we feel for you. We have cloud. And if you want to connect everything both into you there in that respect, we have ScriptRunner Connect that will also connect you to other ecosystems outside the Atlassian space. Right, end of serious bit. Let's talk a little bit of fun. So, welcome to the circus. How many people here know about Cirque du Soleil? Who's heard of Cirque du Soleil? Oh, a few of you. Big international touring circus. That's what I took as my inspiration. And I'm going to run through 5 use cases, 3 in a little bit of detail, 2 in not so much detail. I am watching the clock for those people who were wondering just what it was like in that respect, so I'm going to try and finish on time. Major international circus, performers around the globe, they all want to know where they're meant to be and when. So they want to be able to produce itineraries. So we have a business challenge. How do we support all of our performers and crew without tying up lots of admin staff, shuffling pieces of paper? Fairly common problem. We've got people who need to be in places that need to have people, lots of interactions between. Admin nightmare. Anybody got that in their business? Lots of people, lots of places, lots of information in between. I see some heads nodding. So it's not that uncommon a business problem. So what we want to do is we want to have a portal that allows performers to interact with HR. Well, HR doesn't need to provide all that information to everybody all the time. They can use some automation, and that's what we use ScriptRunner for. So what we've got is a way to add comments to the issues in a portal. We can then extend it by using round robin, and if it's around the globe, we can use round robin to go around the world and have a follow the sun model for how we allocate to the next available HR agent. So there's a couple of examples of a business problem, a solution, a method by which we're going to do it, and a method by which we extend it. That's the format I'm going to describe these use cases. Now you might be thinking, well, that was a bit of a nothing. He didn't actually tell us anything. Well, this is where I get to plug my blog. There's a blog published today which has all the details behind all of this and all of the scripts that solve these problems available for you in the blog. So follow me in LinkedIn, look at the blog posted today as part of META-INF Day, and you will be able to get all the scripts that we refer to. Oh, and one little extra, I'm doing a workshop tomorrow. No, I won't be dressed like this, sorry. Keep your excitement levels down. But where I will be going through this particular example in detail and showing you some examples of best practice. So, we have our performers. They're all happy. They're all going out. They're all performing. A little bit of AI imagery. Oh, you can't beat a bit of AI imagery. But you do need the human intelligence to choose which pictures to use. I got some seriously dodgy images when I went into AI. I am not revealing those ones in this show. Number 2, health and safety. Anybody got an organization that has to have health and safety, has to do regular assessments of equipment? Okay, I'll talk to the engineers at the back who've got all the kit then, as nobody's willing to say that they have. So you have to think about the problem, the business challenge. Equipment is subject to safety checks. You can have your equipment in your CMDB. You have to have your safety checks. You need to do that safety check. You need to do it annually. So our requirement is to pull off and tell staff what needs to be checked and when. We need to make sure that each week we create a parent task of all the things that need checking that week, and then we can create subtasks for everything underneath. So again, we have that ability to extend and solve a common business problem. I know lots of you were hiding away and they're thinking, I'm not going to express any interest in what he's saying because he'll pick on me and I'm going to be the next one to be pulled out in the audience. Don't worry about it. This is all keeping you going. So let's look at our third case study. So we've now talked about our equipment. There's masses of it and it's all different types of things. But it needs to be there. We need to do scheduled maintenance. So you have preventive, you have proactive, you have scheduled. Again, all part of service management. And it's about making sure that you actually carry on and you make sure you know what equipment is due a safety inspection. Having solved that problem on a schedule, that's a ScriptRunner function called scheduled activities. See what I did there? Sneaked a little feature in under the covers, got you there, all done. And so we can extend that out as well. So we can deal with failures. Again, all of our equipment. Okay, I'm very conscious of the time. I'm not going to keep you. I know that there's going to be a red sign comes up here if I go over time. I'm definitely not going to hit that. So I've covered the 3 use cases in detail. Let's just have a bonus pair. So our bonus pair are number 4. Use scripts to create an itinerary in a customer-facing comment, and after that ticket is there, and that's the script that I'm going to be doing in lots of detail tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about 4 key features and a few others. I'm going to be talking about how you can have secrets in your scripts, so passwords and things, and how you can hide them. I'm going to be talking about how you can reuse blocks of code. I'm going to be talking about how you can trap errors and how you can do different error messaging for different people. So here's a question for you. You've seen the message there. If something went wrong, what message would you expect the person using the customer portal to get? Would it be the same message that you would expect the agent to get? Would it be the same message that you would expect the engineer to see to solve the problem of what had gone wrong? I'll pause to let that sink in. How often do you see engineer error messages displayed to customers on systems that you use? Too often. Yeah, let's keep it at too often. So I'm going to show you a way in ScriptRunner that you can target 3 different types of messaging to the customer, the agent, and to the engineer, and how you build those in the actual script. And then finally, bringing all of that together, there's a wonderful thing called Atlassian document format. Now, if you were short of things to put you to sleep at night, read the documentation for Atlassian document format. It will put you to sleep in no time. You will spend about 30 seconds and that's it, you'll be gone. However, we'll show you how you can use that in real life. And so our 5th one, when we set up a priority to major, we want to create a Slack war room. Those of you who saw me last year, why did you come back? Those of you who saw me last year saw me teach you how to create a Slack war room from within Jira and set it up. If you haven't got that and you want it, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll happily share the instructions. So, check out the blog post. Make sure you start implementing ITSM solutions. Think about your different audiences. Think about your generational gaps. Think about how you do messaging like that. There's only 2 things I've got left to say. Keep the ITSM conversation going. It's really important that you put your customers front and center of whatever you do. Make sure you think about them. Make sure you give comments and messages that are appropriate to them. Make sure you build robust systems. Human intelligence is always going to be, well, always, probably is too strong a word. Human intelligence at this point in time is more important than artificial intelligence, and we need to apply that human element. And that's really important. Will it always be that? I'm not going to predict. I wouldn't predict I would be stood up on stage in a showman's outfit when I was 29 or 20, and here I am a few more years older than that, and I'm doing that. Come along to my session tomorrow, and we'll look at scripty things like that. If that sample of script doesn't scare you away, we've got lots more of that tomorrow. And so, take a deep breath. Thank you all for listening. I hope I've entertained you. I hope I've educated you. I'll leave you one thing which is best summed up, which is, with this, there's only one time to do it, and that is for you to get there, get out there, and do your thing. Thank you very much.